Hi, I'm Loretta Barra, and I'm an artist with the Idaho Watercolor Society. I'm so looking forward to painting with you today. Stay tuned. Hi, today we're going to paint some macarons, my favorite cookies in the world, and they're so much fun to paint. I've got my brushes here. I'm going to start out with the top one, and let's make it pink. I love this opera pink color. It's one of my favorite colors. It is a Daniel Smith paint. And I do have a whole list of my favorite watercolor paints, brushes, and palette. You could just click on the link and I will send it to you happily. And this is just so much fun. Look at that color. Isn't that great? I love it. So I don't like outlines, but I do like to outline and then bring the color together. As long as it doesn't dry too fast, it tends to work well. So this way we have a little darker edge and lighter in the middle. And if you notice, I'm leaving some white spaces. And then we have the bottom of the macaron is this pink color. The filling is going to be different. So once again, I'm coming across and doing the outline, and then I'm going to come in and blend it together. And with watercolor, that's easy to do. And I do want to leave some white. There we go. So we've got those done. We're going to let that dry before we work on the middle. Now the bottom one, I think will make a real pretty kind of turquoise color, kind of greenish blue. And I'm going to start at the bottom because I'd like that to dry before I get to that one. I think this would be like a pistachio flavor. That would be good. That's one of my favorites. Pistachio. Yum, yum. And we're going to keep some of it white. Oops, a little too much water. Now, some colors are more staining than other colors. So you have to be careful that you don't let it dry too much because then it's hard to move that paint around. So this color tends to stain a little more. I almost ended up with a line, which I don't want. Keep working with the pistachio color here. And I'm going to come around. And I need to make sure I have enough water there. And I'm going to bring it as close as I can. If you're working with watercolor and you let it dry, it won't bleed into the other colors. You don't have to leave those white spaces. A lot of people leave white spaces between different objects in their watercolor, and you don't have to do that if you let it dry. And I think it looks much better when you can put it right on top of the other. Oh, this color is staining. So I've got to work with it quick or I'm going to have that line there, which I don't want. Some colors, especially like these turquoise greens and blues, tend to stain. So you got to work kind of quickly with them. I'm just using my clean brush and trying to clear up that line a little. And let's add just a little more color. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to come back and do the center. What flavor should we put in there? How about, let's do like a yellow, sort of a yellowish color in here. It'll be, I don't know, lemon. So we've got like a cherry or strawberry macaron with a lemon filling. That sounds good. And do you see what I mean? I can go right up to that pink line and it's not pulling the color into my yellow. Whereas if I didn't let it dry, it would be bleeding together. And you don't want that to happen most of the sometimes you do. Sometimes it looks really good, especially with flowers. You could just go and let colors bleed together. Sometimes I'll just put a wash of clear water and then I will start just dropping colors in for the flower petals. Okay, and then this color, I think these are still, you could test to see if paint's dry by using the side of your finger, and if it feels cold, you know it's still wet. So we're gonna wait on that a minute. Okay, so that's still a little wet. What I'm gonna do is put a shadow down here, and I'm gonna use a very soft brush that I have. And the shadow's gonna be a little purple color. And I'm just going to do a light shadow, maybe purple with a little bit of gray. And I'm just going to come and put a shadow down here. And what I like to do with shadows is put a little bit of the color of the object into the shadow. So I'm just going to put a touch of that green in here. So you could see it's reflecting there. Okay, and in here, let's do a chocolate color. Sort of, we've got, it's a little bit of burnt sienna with some sepia, and I'm keeping it very light with this soft brush. Maybe we'll make it chocolate chip. We'll add a couple of dark drops of chocolate in there. How's that sound? Why not? Let's try it. Let's just try it. Okay, there we go. All right, there's our macarons. Hope you had a lot of fun painting with me, and please hit subscribe and also check off that link and get some ideas for different colors. I share my palette with you and also all sorts of paints that I like. Thanks again for watching. Please do hit subscribe.